Gentlemen, Austin Joe Hunter. This is Joe. Hey, I had an appointment with Andrew at 11:30, and we went to about 12:31. So just wrapping up, and of course it's been a Monday for me. Um, so I just want you to see. Okay, so a couple of things just real fast off the top. 10.64 click through rate tells you a lot of things about the ads, the keywords, and the target audience. Means it's pretty damn right. Okay, because you just don't get that kind of number. But the other part is how much of those people that we get. And that 88 on a 10 point, 10 plus percent click through rate is super strong, but this number is not high enough to do leads. You need 7 to 10 to get a conversion. So what we do is we go here. So then we do some reverse engineering. So I know my ads are good. I know my keywords are good because my ranking is there, but I'm just getting outbid. No way to have a premonition on that until we kind of get into, a couple of weeks to see what's happening, because we had something that was working last month, but you had a couple of national entities that kind of went in there and stepped on it pretty hard. Okay. So the impression share to me is a little lower than what I like. And then the clicks are low. Well, when this is low, this is lower, right? Both of them are slightly down a bit, but the reason why they're down is not because of performance of the ads, the keywords, the target audience. It has to do with the budget and this right here. What's driving that is other people are spending way more money. So they're outbidding you by 50, 75, and we saw one case $200. So after you done put all your Peter out there, they go up at $200 to get that lead. So that's the bidding house with Google, how it works. Now we know the sweet spot is about 200. Well, it was 200 to 250. That's probably going to be 300 this month by the time this frenzy bidding stops. But if I take your $58 a click and go 200 clicks to get me 3, 4 deals, 5 deals, right? That's what it should be. 11.6. We're at 8,000 as our budget. But the sweet spot, is 200 to 250. That's what it was. So then I do $58 current market spend, market trend. I'm at 14.5. So 12 to 15 grand for you to just try to get a couple of deals. Normally that'd be 3, 4, 5 deals, because that's what that would normally produce. Right now, the bidding's so just off the chain stupid. Everyone's going to spend more money next month just because it's going to raise the bar. Google's going to raise the bar. But just because you spend 15 grand to go get you a couple of nuggets doesn't mean they're not going to pinch it, because 15 grand, 18, 19, 20 is easy for them to touch versus we're pulling our toes off for that. So, need you to think about it. Andrew was so moved by your words. I forwarded your text messages so that way they have verbatim what the client says, right? Instead of me telling them what I thought you said, they saw exactly what you said. He was moved by the words hemorrhage that he went in and paused it right away. He just didn't want you to feel like you were wasting your money, because you're not. We're actually gainfully in the marketplace, but there's no way to control that. These entities right here, we're going to go crazy. Now, these are large houses. I mean, OfferPad, We Buy Ugly Houses, how long they've been in business? These are $1 million budgets. Then you got Homevestors, Opendoor. Then you got Sunday, they're out of California, and they're a big giant shop like Opendoor. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 national entities that you're in the hunt with, right? The only two that are in there are Myers and We Buy Ugly Houses. And the reason why they're able to scoop, right, is because they're spending that kind of money, but they've been in the market a long time, especially this one. And what they're able to do is scoop that acquisition contract because people think it's a listing contract. Remember, they're all asking for retail, so these are real estate brokerages, full-blown real estate brokerages. So they're scooping it on that front end like that, right? They're getting those leads that you guys would pass off to a realtor, right? If you don't have it in-house, these guys do. See what I mean? So the whole idea is 15 to 20 grand to get you a little bit of scratch to finish out the month, but there's no guarantees because they're bidding aggressively stupid. I mean, it's just gotten super high. And you can't premonition that. You just have to wait to see what that looks like, because normally what was working last month should work this month, give you at least 60, 90 days of roll. But we barely got 30 days of a little bit of traction last month. Now we're going to we're getting our dauber stepped on in the dirt, right? And it's not because of small shops. It's not because of, it's not because of, let's see, DeWitt and DeWitt. I mean, look how far below they are below you. So, you know what I mean? So we're doing the right things with the ads, the campaigns, the words. It just has to do with the spins. And the spin's gotten to a point that it doesn't make sense. Andrew wanted to go ahead and pause it because in his estimation, I said, "Hey, well, if they agree to spend 15 to 20,000 based on what we're looking at, Andrew, what do you think?" And I was agreeing with him, but I just wanted his personal opinion before I said anything. And he says, I think they're going to waste their money because if those guys bump a little bit at all or increase their bid by another $50, $75 on our max bid, they're going to spend twice the money for still barely any leads, if anything at all. And then it's going to get back to your acquisition, right? Your acquisition is going to determine that. So if you can't get to the rule, right? And see, we're in this, what we call, used to be hot zone. This is starting to become what's called a dead zone, right? To the nominal buyer. But anyway, your money's real, but those guys have more. But what I'm talking about is if you can't go to like Tyler or like Decatur and pick up a mobile home, if your acquisition is just not that target niche, then yeah, it's not smart to spend any more money. Okay. Not with the advent of the market, this current month. So here's the thing. Let me know if you want to spend the more money and take a gamble. It's going to be totally a gamble. You could probably pick up a deal or two in the sweet spot area, but man, it's going to be hard. But if you're able to pick up, some mobile home or like a 3-2 brick in Tyler, like somebody just did recently, there's still deals out there. Just this has gotten expensive to the point that the regular guy doesn't really play there. Look at Tristan Pham. I mean, he's Garland, Mesquite. He's out there, Royce City. He's out to the east. He's not in the proper Dallas metro. Like, we're targeting the Tarrant County one, and a little bit of surrounding. So, gotta let me know that. If your acquisitions allow you to flex, then great. I would say you could take the gamble. But if your acquisition is not going to let you flex, then I wouldn't spend the money. So everything's turned off right now as of Saturday. Just hold up the money spend. You guys have a good conversation and just let me know, please. Thanks so much. Okay. And then if we got to pause for 3, 4, 5, 6 months until this thing pops a little bit and releases, we don't think it's going to be a bust, but we know there's going to be a market correction because it just can't stay at the elevated levels it is for a really long time because no one's going to be able to afford anything, right? So, but anyway, thanks a lot, man.